right, it's a very wonderful morning here from Dominion Brokers Group. It is time for the agenda. On the agenda this morning, we'll be looking at some basic issues. However, the crux of the matter is the Labour Party and the fracture within the party. Who will be the doctor or the physiotherapist to fix this fracture? Well, we'll be having a very important guest on the program this morning. However, let's start this way. The FCC has discovered astonishing levels of corruption within the oil and gas sector. The FCC's chairman, Ola Olukoyede, announced on Wednesday that the agency has started examining the financial dealings of the oil and gas industry. In doing so, they have already discovered corruption on a mind-boggling scale. He disclosed that the current investigation of the oil and gas industry is merely beginning to uncover the extensive financial misconduct present. Additionally, Olukoyede encouraged the National Assembly to swiftly enact legislation, making unexplained wealth a criminal offense. He said, and I quote him, "In the last 3 weeks, we started a commission-wide investigation into the extractive industry, particularly the oil and gas sector. What we have discovered is mind-boggling, and we have only just opened the books. So much more corruption is to be unraveled. If this is what we're seeing at the surface, imagine what lies beneath." He further went ahead to say that there is a very strong indication that a connection between the mismanagement of our resources and insecurity. When you look at banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, trace it back, and you'll find a pattern of corrupt practices and diversion of funds that were meant to improve people's lives. Help me pass the unexplained wealth bill. I've been begging for the past 1 year. This same bill was thrown out in the last assembly. If we don't make individuals accountable for what they have, we'll never get it right. End of quote. And he further said that last month alone, he visited 4 or 5 countries chasing Nigeria's stolen assets. And he even said that an ambassador told him they discovered an estate in Iceland, Iceland, owned by a Nigerian. And then you ask, Iceland of all places, a cold sector. Well, joining me this morning to do some analysis on this topic is our in-house analyst, Dolapo Charles Anjorin. Dolapo, good morning and good to have you on the agenda.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Chike. I'm delighted to be here.
So we'll make it very swift.
Okay.
The FCC chairman is begging the National Assembly to pass a bill of the unexplained wealth. So it is the unexplained wealth bill, taking it to the National Assembly. Do you think that bill will ever see the light of the day?
You know, it's funny. It's just like saying the National Assembly should legislate on their own demise, you know, to review their own can of worms. Of course, that will not be possible. Over the years, you know, there have been clamor that the National Assembly should open their books, let Nigerians really know what they earn. You know, I think it was during the 8th Senate when the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, you know, was there. I think he was the one who tried to make that bold move, you know. We saw all manner of abuses, we saw all manner of, you know, opposition against that. So I'm not sure if the National Assembly would be forthright enough, you know, to legislate on that bill, let alone allow it to even pass first reading. This set of National Assembly that we have, they've not proved to be forthright in recent years. You know, they've been an appendage of the executive arm of government. This is a National Assembly, you know, that did not even bother to even legislate on the new supplementary borrowing that the executive government wants to, you know, embark on. So is it the same National Assembly that would, you know, legislate upon the unexplained wealth?
But let's look at the subject of the matter. That's
Okay.
the revelation from the oil and gas industry. It's not strange, right?
Yes, it's not strange. In fact, I'm even surprised that Olukoyede is saying it is mind-boggling. This is institutional knowledge. The oil sector, is a golden goose, and it is corrupt by accident. Not by accident. It is corrupt by design, not by accident. So it has been a slush fund over the years, where successive government have, covered their tracks using those slush funds, to enrich their own personal pockets. Don't want to talk about the NEITI audits. A lot of PwC audit has gone into the NNPC. What has changed? Nothing has changed. So he's a cash cow. I think the only president that was a little bit different, that appointed someone as the minister for oil and gas petroleum, was I think President Goodluck Jonathan. Obasanjo was minister for petroleum for 8 years. Buhari was minister for petroleum for 8 years. The same thing, President Tinubu. So he's a cash cow. So the revelation is not something new. It's not.
So what agenda are you going to set for the EFCC for the oil and gas industry?
You see, the agenda that I will set, we've always mentioned it so many times. Are they bringing out this revelation just to reach on to the past immediate chairman of NNPC? Are they onto something, or they are just revealing this revelation for the basis of national interest? And I'm also of the fact that they should investigate this issue, get to the roots and get to the bottom of this issue, without coming to the press, because most of the time what we have is media trial, and at the end of the day, this revelation, you find out that it's not going to yield anything. It's just vibes and inshallah. So that's why I love the FBI, CIA. They don't shout. They do their investigations and they come out with prima facie evidence and they go after the culprits. But in the case of Nigeria, it's just common to the pages of newspaper, shout, Nigerians read it, Nigerians get angry, they argue, we move on the next day, rinse, repeat, every day, year in, year out. So it's not new. So if the EFCC really wants to do their job, they should stay out of the media glare, do thorough investigation. When you have a prima facie evidence, launch your witch hunt and go for the culprits.
Well, for the EFCC this morning, somewhere around us here, the EFCC will be having a conference, the 2025 African Anti-Corruption Day conference. That's a public lecture, Understanding Virtual Asset and Investment Fraud. Well, some of the activities are not supposed to even be made public. Exactly. They should be discreet, as the FBI should be doing. All right, moving on, in Oyo State this morning, well, there is this story about Oyo State and education. Before we delve into the crux of today's matter, well, the Oyo State government has reaffirmed its ban on mobile phones, smart watches, and Meta eyeglasses in school. I'm just hearing this for the first time, that students go to school with Meta glasses just because of exams. So we're still talking about fraud.
Yes.
There's now educational fraud, examination malpractice to the next level, where parents even buy Meta glasses for kids to pass examinations. Where are we going to?
I think this is a defense against educational and exam integrity. In our secondary schools, those glasses are expensive.
Yes. As much as $400.
$400.
Yes, I googled one yesterday night, and $400 for a Meta glasses. That's what kids go to school with.
I think I support this policy. It will bring sanity into the examination hall. And this is to tell you that the level of education is actually declining. Students don't want to read nowadays. Technology is supposed to, aid students, to assist them to, access better learning. But unfortunately, technology also has its evil sides. And You find students going to the examination all with metal glasses, smart wristwatches, just to, cheat their way. So no wonder we find crooks in power, because it starts at that level. So at the level of examination malpractices, you begin to graduate till you become a bigger thief.
All right. Well, let's now get to the crux of today's matter. And today's matter, we'll be discussing the Labour Party, the coalition, and the fracture within the party. And joining this morning in the studio is, well, some say he's the factional chairman, national chairman of the Labour Party, or if you like, you call him the acting national chairman of the party, Alhaji Bashiru Lamidi Apapa. It's good to have you on the agenda this morning.
Thank you very much.
So which one do I call you? Factional chairman, national chairman, or acting national chairman?
I'm the acting national chairman.
Acting national chairman. Well, we'll come down to discuss that issue. However, the crisis in the Labour Party deepened recently, especially from March. It deepened when the two factions within the party, your faction and Abure's faction, were locked in accusations and suspensions of members in opposition camps. Senator Nenadi Usman, who was on the other side, set up a 6-member disciplinary panel to probe the factional chairman of the party, Julius Abure, who accused she accused of being an impostor. She accused him of being an impostor, and then he was also accused for corruption. And then the Abure-led faction also suspended 6 prominent members of the Nenadi Usman faction too. So you are here in the studio, and we want to look at those that were suspended by the Nenadi, by Abure. The likes of Oti, Alex Oti, was alleged to be suspended from the party. So for you now, on what wing are you on? Because I should know that you are under the Nenadi Usman's wing, or you are on another faction entirely.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's start from there.
Let me start from the issue of suspension.
Okay.
The one you mentioned between Nenadi and Abure faction. It would be nice for me to start from the Supreme Court judgment.
April 4.
Because that is from where they claim to have deducted, to have gained their own authority, to be making suspensions here and there. The Supreme Court judgment on the 4th of April released judgment that Abure should not call himself the chairman of the party any longer. Because the Federal Court confined him with that authority of the national chairman, as well as the appeal court. Then the Supreme Court said, no court has the right to impose leadership on any political party. Now, Nenadi people who took the matter to court thought it was a benefit for them that they will now take over from Abure. And I said, no, it is not possible. The party has a constitution. And that constitution is so clear that if the chairman of the party is unable to perform his role, his deputy will take over. And I'm the deputy to Abure.
Okay.
The Supreme Court judgment does not mention the issue of the entire ESCO. It mentioned only Abure. Then I make my own declaration too.
Okay.
My declaration does not require calling a meeting or whatever. It is automatic. It is automatic.
Executive Council.
It is automatic.
Okay. According to the party's constitution.
And it's here with me.
Okay.
That is chapter 14, section B, 14B of the party constitution. That, let me read out here so that for anybody who wants to.
Case of clarity.
Yes, so that it won't be as if I'm guessing. Article 14, 2A and B. Let me go straight to the B. A deputy national chairman shall act in the absence of the national chairman, and shall, in the absence of the national chairman, preside over the meetings of the party.
Okay.
It is automatic. It does not require calling NEC meeting or calling National Work Committee
So when
meeting.
you say absence in what sense?
Absence,
Is it by removal?
Yes, absence by the Supreme Court judgment.
Okay.
Don't call yourself chairman of the party again. And you know before that judgment, something was that led to that. The Supreme Court cannot give a limb, say, Abu, just go home. For issue of maybe corruption, for whatever allegations that people may not even know. But judgment does not come up without having reference to a particular issue.
Yeah.
So now, when I now make that declaration, I brought out this constitution for everybody to see. That if Nanadi can read out a portion like that, like the one I've read, she should also read it for everybody to see. I know in their group they have a lot of sons. But you can have son, but you don't have wisdom.
So basically what you are saying now is that your faction is even different from the Nenadi Usman's
Well,
faction.
completely.
So there are basically
We are three
factions.
yes.
Nenadi Usman's faction,
Aburi,
and Apapa's faction.
and myself.
Okay.
I have my own ESCO all over Nigeria.
Okay.
Now, when I made the declaration, initially when this thing happened, I was denied from speaking with
the media.
Arise
Yes.
and the channels people because I was blocked at the beginning. But they were told that this man has enough facts to prove himself, allow him to speak. Then I was invited by Arise and I spoke with them. At that meeting, in fact, they were convinced because I read out this. I said, invite Nanadi or Aburi. If Aburi has been asked to leave office, he cannot leave office. There's no vacuum in any department. If you are not there, somebody must be there. Who's supposed to be there?
But Alhaji, let me ask you, you know, in the public space,
it
is looking as if the opposition party, that is the incumbent party, the APC, has reached out to you and making you cause this hula baloo within the party so that there won't be peace in the Labour Party for divide and rule tactics.
It's not true.
Okay.
It's not true.
So please dispel, let me shed some light on that.
I've been saying this all the time. When this crisis started at the appeal court, you remember during the tribunal?
Yes.
I was alleged of being used by the president.
By
Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
I told them, abandon blackmailing. Let us deal with the issue. You don't have to change saddle. The allegation against Aburi was that he forged court documents. He collected money from people and refused to give them ticket. All these allegations are there. And a federal court in Abuja permanently restrained him. That to him, to the judge. But for somebody to have the audacity of altering court documents at will, that person should not be regarded as a leader in any form. But that time, because of their romance, because of his romance with Obi and others, they accepted that I was working for Tinubu. See, I was not working for Tinubu. Let us address the issue. Even if you are a judge and your son is alleged of stealing goat in the community, and you now said, because they don't want me in the community, people will tell you, let us address the issue. Is it true that he actually stole the goat? Before you begin to talk about whether you are loved or not.
Okay.
But they abandoned that.
Okay.
They keep on romancing. And I told them, the day will come when the truth will surface.
But did you have a meeting with Asiwaju Bola
At all.
Tinubu? You've not met with
At
him
all,
before?
at all. And I keep on telling them that if anybody has an evidence to prove, I am available. It's over 2 years now. And I'm still saying it now. Confront any one of them who has an evidence against me to bring it.
Is the governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, under your faction? Or is he under the Aburi faction? Or now we know that the Aburi faction has even suspended him. And then
I'm coming to that issue of suspension.
Yes. So under for what faction is Alex Oti? Do you recognize him as a Labour Party governor?
Let me start from the issue of faction.
Okay.
You know Alex Otti and Peter Obi, they were the one that put up this committee of Nenadi.
Okay.
Which means they are on the same side.
Okay.
I don't want to be too much explanatory on that.
Yes.
They are on the same side. And during the last meeting, the one they had at Tascop, Otti was there. Nenadi was there. I think Obi also sent a representative, which means they are on one side.
Yes.
The Aburi faction is also on one side. My own is one on another side because I have been fighting with them right from day one. We've been at loggerhead on that issue of Aburi cannot be in the office because he cannot be a judge in his own matter. But because of their own romancing and belief in Aburi that is going to do their bidding, that is to their own understanding. They keep on protecting him. But I told them, Aburi is not the person you think he is. We've been working together for a very long time. But it's not an issue for TV discussion.
Yes.
But the court has proved it, that this is the type of person Aburi is. Go home. But it's not said, no, some court didn't ask him to go. The only court said the Supreme Court cannot impose a leader, which means there's a crisis in the party. And if there's a crisis in the party, is it you that has been asked to go that will resolve it? It's not possible. But is it Obi or Otti and Nenadi who will now resolve the matter? It is impossible. Because already they are also an interested party in this matter. And it is only me that has authority to resolve the matter. And I give instances. I keep on telling people that if you are a Christian and the two of you have an issue, and when you have this issue and you go to your pastor, the first thing your pastor will ask you, do you believe in the Bible? Yes. As a Christian, as a true Christian, you must believe in it. Open Matthew chapter so. Let's see what is obtained there. And as a Muslim, if you believe in Quran, you must believe in Hadith. If both of you are Muslims, then the matter happens. But as a political party, what do you consult when you have a problem? It's the party constitution that has been written before the crisis. After reading through all this constitution, there is no place in this constitution that Nenadi group is protected. That they can do what they have done. But it's only me who does not require anybody's protection except this.
Don't you think you are working alone now?
I'm not working alone.
Because in the sense that you don't have a House of Assembly member to your faction, you don't have a House of Rep member to your faction, you don't have a senator to your faction, you don't have a governor to your faction, you're just walking bare, as it were.
Don't say so.
Okay, sir.
Don't say so. I don't need to expose them on here.
No, let's say it as it is. How many senators are with you?
Wait, we are talking about Labour Party now.
Yes, how many senators of the Labour Party are with you?
Listen.
Okay.
We are not talking about senators now. We are talking about party.
No, I'm talking about those in elective posts. Do you have anyone to you?
Listen.
Okay.
You know this is politics.
Yes.
If I now begin to expose them here, that A and B is with me, do you think Obi will like them?
Do you have anything to lose?
No, listen. I'm just telling you this now, but the issue we are discussing now,
yes,
we are not talking of Senator A or B. We are talking Labour Party structure. Yeah. Labour Party as a political party.
Okay.
Because when we are talking of Labour Party, we are talking of those who should control the party. And these people met us in the party. We gave them tickets. We gave Obi ticket. Is that not so? Okay. So we are talking about Labour Party now as a political party.
Is Peter Obi, because before we go to the Peter Obi thing,
let's finish. We talk about suspension.
Yes, let's finish this before we talk about Peter Obi. Yes,
we talk about suspension. You know, it was Aburi that first suspended them. Do you remember?
Yes, very well.
Later, they also held their own meeting. They said they suspended Aburi. It's just legality upon illegality. If Aburi has been asked to step aside, what right does he have to call a meeting and suspend somebody again? Is that not an illegal issue? Then the another big group that don't have right at all to constitute any committee at all, where do they derive the right to suspend Aburi? They don't have the right. That's why I say they keep on committing one illegality after the other.
Before you declared yourself
Yeah.
the acting national chairman of
Yes,
the party.
I've been there before.
Yes, before you declared, after reading the Constitution, that Part B of Section 14
Yeah.
of the Constitution,
Yeah.
did you obtain the certified true copy of that judgment?
Yes, I read it.
You have it?
I read it.
Okay.
Although I don't have, but I read it
Okay.
from A to Z. I read it.
Okay. And then that prompted you,
And I digested it.
and that prompted you to declare yourself the acting national chairman of the party.
No, let me give you an example.
Okay.
I always like to exhibit some practical issues. If you are traveling now with your driver, you employ your driver as a driver. You are not a driver because you have a driver. Along let's say on the road, your driver has a problem. Maybe he falls sick. Do you need somebody to tell you to take over the steering from him? You don't have to, unless you want to be kidnapped on the road. The party wants to be kidnapped. The party is derailing. Who will now take over the party when the party is in crisis? Is it not the person that is that has no problem with the issue of corruption that will take over? I am the only one. Has anybody alleged me of corruption among them? The EFCC invited me. I told them everything. No, I keep on telling them everywhere. Allege me of corruption. I've been in the party for over 20 years. Allege me. I was the chairman of the party in Oyo State for 10 years.
Yes.
I was the zonal chairman for the Southwest for 4 years before I became deputy. Tell them to allege me. Have they been able to do that? If they are unable, why do they fail to do the right thing? Okay, recently now, just very close, Ganduje resigned. Dalori took over immediately. He took over immediately. What is the problem of Labour Party? There was no meeting at all. It was after this Dalori that said, okay, we will now convene National Executive Council meeting. After he has taken over, it is automatic. I don't have to look for anybody.
Okay.
I'm being protected by this constitution.
So are you not scared that with all these back and forth, all these fragmentation in the party, that it might hamper the Labour Party's chances in the 2027 elections, especially when it comes to registering with INEC, registering candidates with INEC? The secretary must sign, the chairman must sign. So if these three factions come together, if these three factions have their own secretaries and chairmen, and INEC does not recognize you, won't it be a slap on your person?
We are working on that right now.
So how do you intend to harmonize these factions?
Let me give you, because the three of us have our documents at the INEC office.
Okay.
And we are proving our case before INEC.
Okay.
Except they don't want to do the right thing. I don't want to preempt them. But if you want to talk about constitution of the party, I am well protected.
Okay.
You want to talk about the judgment, Supreme Court judgment, I'm equally protected. Now, let me now say this to you, that the matter will soon be resolved.
Okay.
The Lagos local government election is coming up this month.
Yes.
The three of us have our documents with INEC, INEC so classic. You know, INEC said they were studying our documents because the three documents are with them. How long will it take them to study the documents? Except they don't want to be fair. But we are waiting. But this Lagos State local government elections, when I was briefed, I said, well, there's no problem. My own candidate must be acknowledged or must be accepted by LASEC. LASEC say, INEC has not given them go ahead. We wrote to INEC Lagos. INEC said they have not received any letter from the INEC headquarters. Then we wrote to INEC headquarters, they have not responded. Then we are told that underground that LASEC released their forms to a one group.
To a faction?
To a faction.
Okay. And you don't want to name the faction?
I don't want to name it.
Okay.
We now wrote to LASEC to confirm whether they have done so. You know, because since they have not received an authority from the INEC office, they find it difficult to reply. Because of their refusal to reply, we took them to court. The matter is in court.
Okay. Since it's
so
in court,
now, with that matter in court now, I don't want to preempt the judgment.
It is now
I'm going to tell you that we are expecting that judgment.
Okay.
If that judgment is in my favor, this matter will be resolved very soon.
Okay. Now, the internal crisis rocking the Labour Party also escalated again recently, where the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023, Peter Obi, was seen at a coalition meeting. Now, Peter Obi seen there, is Labour Party also looking at coalescing with the larger thing, the ADC, come 2027? And then is Peter Obi still a member of the Labour Party?
You know, there are three factions. You know that.
Of your own faction?
Like Aburi condemned him.
Yes.
But to me, I didn't condemn him.
Okay, so he's still...
to me, I believe he's only meeting with them.
Okay.
Because it's not like, let me give you an example of a pregnant woman. A woman that is newly pregnant can deceive people. I am not pregnant. Everybody will begin to argue. She's pregnant, she's not pregnant. But when it gets to the 8th or the 9th month, the whole world will know that she is pregnant. Whether it's going there for a meeting, whether it's going there for coalition, whatever it's going there for, at a point, the whole world will know. But until he writes formally that he has left Labour Party, to me, he's still a member of Labour Party.
Okay, he's still a member of Labour Party. Well, according to Peter Obi, he says, today I'm a Labour Party member and I remain in Labour Party. Okay. But we have all agreed to work together in coalition for the 2027 elections. And for that, we have adopted ADC. Is he speaking on your behalf?
He's speaking as Peter Obi.
Let's get to listen to Peter Obi this morning. Well, he spoke on an interview about...
I told you we have three factions.
Okay.
Maybe you have forgotten.
Yes.
Peter Obi belongs to Nana-Addo Group.
Okay.
And I was told there was a meeting before he left the meeting there, before he proceeded to the coalition. So if his own group has agreed with him to go, there's no problem. But I'm only saying my own group. I am not against him going there. And I'll give you an example of a pregnant woman. A newly pregnant woman can deceive everybody. Okay,
before 9 months, before the whole thing is shown up, are you also in tandem? What's your take on this coalition thing? Are you also looking at forming a coalition with the ADC against the APC? Or will you be forming a coalition with the APC against the ADC?
Anyway, political party is all about alignments, coalition, and so on and so forth.
But let's listen to Peter Obi here before we go ahead. Right. Peter Obi talking about he still being a member of the Labour Party.
For the sake of Nigeria, today I'm a Labour Party member and I remain in Labour Party. But we have all agreed to work in coalition for 2027 election. And for that, we've just adopted ADC. Going on, other parties, other individuals are going to still come in. But it's just like an unveiling, like you used it before, an adoption, which will still go into bringing other people together under the same umbrella and saying, we want better governance for this country. We want to see more competent government with the capacity and character to do the right thing. Where we are, if the coalition this coalition might have other parties that will come together, like it's happened in the past, and change the name of the party, anything. But right now, we've adopted one party. The other ones are going to come in. So we can't say whether we're going to leave this or we're going to come into this. What is constant now is that we've all agreed to work together.
That was Peter Obi there. Alhaji Labidi Apapa, you just listened to Peter Obi there. He said all have agreed. Are you part of the all?
It's only Obi who can explain that.
Okay.
But
he's speaking on behalf of the Labour.
That's what I'm saying. I've told you, I've confirmed this to you.
Yes.
That I am not saying I am against it.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
And my group, we are not against it.
Okay.
But I told you that Aburi group has condemned it.
Okay.
But I'm not against it.
Okay.
But at the moment, he has not formally come to say, I am going to that place. I mean, to formalize it. But you know, at the end of the day, since ADC is also a registered political party, it's not like APC, where they collapse
structures and
everything and form one. If that's what they want to do, then it requires meetings upon meetings. But at the moment, to me, they are holding meetings of like minds.
Okay, meetings of like minds. But you are not part of the meeting, so you are on like mind.
No, since I'm not in that meeting, since I say I'm not against his going there, then you can even put me as if I'm with him.
Okay, so he's speaking your mind at the moment, since you are not against it.
I'm not against it.
Okay, so now the coalition, are you for this coalition thing, that the wind of coalition? Do you think your own faction will coalesce with the APC or the ADC?
Well, it's a very, very funny question. The Labour Party is a party of its own.
Okay.
So
we're not saying collapse, coalesce.
I'm talking, that's what I'm saying now. Let's wait till then.
Time is going.
It's premature.
The clock is ticking.
It's premature.
Okay.
How can you be talking of 2027 now?
They've not come to consult you.
Nobody.
But when they come,
I don't know. Why. I'm not the party. I'm not representing the party.
You are the acting chairman.
I say I am representing the party.
You are the acting national chairman.
I know.
The box stops on your table.
No, but even if it stops on my table, I still have to make some consultation with the other officers of the party.
Okay.
Until that is done, I don't have the authority.
Okay. Yeah. But if you're going to consult with the party officials, what would you be telling them about a coalition?
No, I will put it on the table for them to discuss it.
But do you think this coalition thing, looking at our political space, might unseat or unruffle the APC at the center?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Even when you're even thinking...
How will I know? How will I know?
So is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu doing well? Is the APC doing well?
Well, all I know about government is this. You cannot be good to everybody.
Okay.
And there's room for improvement.
Okay.
I've been saying it all the time. Anywhere I have opportunity, that people are sovereign. And our president, who happens to be from Yoruba land or from the southwest, he should have a rethink. Listen to what people are saying. Because it's using our turn now. This is the turn of southwest. If he doesn't do it well, we will pay for it. It's not only him, but all of us will pay for it. When people are saying 8 years for the south, 8 years for the north, and If it's lucky to have used 8 years and we are unable to get anything tangible, then we have lost it. It will take another 16 years or so before you get back to Southwest.
Okay.
Then you should handle it well.
Okay. Dolapo, you want to come in with a question? Yes.
I have a lot of questions on my mind, but because of the constraint of time, you know, I will just try to like coalesce it together.
No problem.
What will you say? Because a lot of young Nigerians, most especially in Labour Party, they believe that you hijacked their party. What will you say to them to, you know, regain their trust? That's number one. Number two, do you recognize Peter Obi as a national figurehead, you know, as the leader of Labour Party, you know, most especially when he was your immediate past presidential candidate?
Let me start from the last one. I recognize him.
Okay.
Except if I want to be an ingrate. I've been in the party for over 20 years. We never had it the way we had it done in the 2023 general election. And I keep on appreciating him. But he refused to appreciate me. And that annoys me a lot.
He refused to appreciate
me.
What kind of appreciation are you looking at?
No, I will explain.
Okay.
You see, during the crisis, I was privileged to meet some leaders of Igbo community in Abuja, where we have a lot of professionals, doctors, lawyers. And I spoke to them. We were together in that meeting. They asked me about the solution. The solution is, let's call a meeting of all the aggrieved people. Let everybody explain why he or she is annoyed. And you as elder, because some of them are even older than me, that I will give you that honor. But while you fail to do that, this crisis will linger on. But they didn't do that. All of a sudden, people saw him on air when he said he has never seen me before. It annoys me a lot. It was the day of his primary in Ashaba. I was the one that did the opening prayer. And all the campaigns he did here in the Southwest, except the one he held in Ibadan, I was the one that led the team of those who welcomed him. I expected him to appreciate me more than that.
Okay.
And after that time, after the court judgment, before the court judgment, you know, I went to the appeal court. There was a crisis the first day. Then the third day, I was expecting, okay, let me summarize that.
Okay, please, because of our time.
So I will be quick.
Yes.
The third day, I was expecting him when he met me at the court to come down to me. Because I even suggested to the elders there, let him bring his car to my hotel. Let both of us go to the court
together.
People will say they have resolved their matter.
But
he missed that opportunity again.
Okay.
After that again, when he even denied me, I wanted to see the chairman of NSC, Ajero. As I was going, Ajero was at the party secretariat talking rubbish about me. That my team, that we are rodents, we are this, that he is going to fumigate us. All these things doesn't help. This party is the only party I know. I've been in the party for over 20 years. I have never been in another party. The second question that you raised,
just
the young ones,
in 30 seconds.
The young ones say I hijacked their party.
Yes.
I didn't hijack their party. The beginning of this party, I was an officer, right from day one till today.
Assuming that's what is on their mind, how do you get them back together?
Once
tell them one word.
Once I get the mandate,
yes,
I will call all of them.
You call all of them?
I will call them.
All right, thank you, Alhaji Bashir Lavidia Papa, for featuring on the agenda this morning.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Dolapo, for featuring
it's
this
my
morning.
pleasure, Mr.
Well,
Chike.
let's keep this conversation going. Do follow us on all our social media platforms. That's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's at Dominion Broadcast. And then on the app X is at Dominion Cast on the app X. Okay, you can also visit our website at www.dominion.org.ng. My name is Chike Ubogu. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay positive and stay out of trouble.